Hey, welcome to Bloodlines and Bottom Lines, where we are family, but we don't always agree. I am the baby cousin DJ.
For the little sister.
And I'm Ife the big cuz. All righty, big sister, of course. All right, so we are doing the recap of Real Housewives of Rhode Island's reunion show. So they made it to the end. Hallelujah. We thought that finale was a little lackluster, but the reunion so far is giving a little
And
something.
definitely
I
was.
thought, okay. Yes. So, what did y'all think about the set for the
I
reunion? I
thought it
always
was
like that they do
cute.
different things. So I was like, yes. What about you,
I thought it
DJ?
was cute.
Yeah, it was real cute. So that was water. That was real water that they had.
Yeah. And it's
Oh,
like they made it like a little dock. Because I was like, they
yeah.
put the little post for like where the boats would dock at and everything. So I was like, but this is the funny thing I thought. I said, oh Lord, it's a bridge. Is Alicia gonna be okay?
Mhm.
Right.
But she survived. She did okay. But yeah, I thought it was super cute. So I was like, yes, I love this set. It's so cute. And then I like their blue. Everyone having their. I like that they do that. That everybody has a color that everyone wears a set color scheme. So who do y'all thought like really brought it? With who came with the best look?
Rosie looked cute. I
Hmm.
like Rosie's dress, I will say.
I would say I didn't appreciate Rosie's as much until they went to like the intermission or the break. I was like, oh, that's cuter than I thought it was when she was just sitting down. That it was giving more.
Mm.
And actually, what you call this dress is really cute, but you don't get the full view of it while she's sitting. Joe Ellen's. But I said initially, I actually like the simplicity of Kelsey's and Ashley. That is kind of just looks silky smooth and sleek. It looked really good while they were sitting down. So I kind of said almost all the people there, but I like
Yeah,
different aspects.
Kelsey's
So I
dress
didn't.
being extra dark was throwing me off. I'm like, now why your dress got to be the super darkest? You throwing the whole color
Cause
scheme
she's
off.
royal. She said, I
Mm.
want to be royal blue. I don't want no baby blue. I don't want no seashell blue or sea sandy
Nah.
blue. I want, because I think it was more like the blue everybody else wore more like a coastal blue. And that's what you would see, if you're doing coastal design. She said, I'm standing out, baby. And she did. She stood out.
Yeah.
That was her goal. Now, who's look to be like the Lee?
I don't know, honestly.
I didn't care for the Liz's. Now, walking out, I like the long sleeves, but it's looking matronly. I think
She
that
said
color
that.
kind of washed her out. I think she realized, I think like it was one of those that looked cute, like in your head in the drawing, but like in execution, it just wasn't giving, it wasn't enough. Like it looked a little more understated for the reunion show. So that's why I was like, I mean, it's not that it's not cute, it just wasn't cute like everybody else was.
It was her first reunion. She ain't know. But in the
Now
words
she
of
know.
Aretha Franklin, beautiful gowns.
Yes, yes, yes. All right. So, w- finishing up with looks. Where do we think, Miss Rulla came out? I guess she figured if she have a new face, her man might stay with her because it's gonna be like he with a new woman. What y'all think about this new face?
I don't know yet. It's like something is good, but it still look off. Like I'm like, oh,
It
but
ain't all the way
oh.
settled yet. That's
You know
brand new
it's
surge.
she got a lip lift, so her lip does this, so it gives you a little teeth showing, unless she like lets her lip settle. So I think you're like seeing her teeth more than you naturally would. And to me, that was the part because I thought like halfway through, I'm like, something about it is not. It's not sitting well because again, it's not that it looks bad per se. It's also like I don't know if you made it look better. Like I didn't think you looked bad to begin with. So sorry, my eyes keep watering.
Yeah, I
So
don't think
anywho, I
her
was just like,
nose actually looks better. I'm like, it looks like longer from the side or something. I'm like,
It just
I
come
something
think
it
just
yeah,
come
it
to
looks
a
feel
very
point.
off.
pointy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
It
think
come
she
to
had a
a
more
point.
bulbous nose and she made it more pointy. So it's more of like, I think, making the tip pointy than it was that she wasn't trying to like make it shorter. So yeah, I would agree. Like it still has the length and yeah, but again, it doesn't look bad because she didn't look bad, but I don't necessarily feel like you really enhanced it. But we also aren't getting straight on views of her very much. And then she's like not being that nice of a person, so that's not making her look cute either to me. So
It
let's
just
get
ain't
into
settled
this.
yet. It
And
ain't
that's what you
settled yet. It's
sticking
It
with.
brand new
can't.
surge. By
Like
season 2, everything just it's gonna be settled and she gonna look, it's gonna look right. But it's
You
brand
said
new. She's
season
fresh off
two.
the table. Brand new. And let it settle.
well, hopefully season 2 she come with this attitude because I said, "Oh, you're spicy. we didn't got our
Mm,
face done and we're spicy."
very
like,
spicy. Well, I think she probably seen the comments where people were saying stuff, or some people were on her side, and that probably gave her a little bit more of a backbone. So I think that's probably part of it. But he Andy had said, well, they all thought we were lookalikes, and I was like, I didn't feel like they looked like each other, except Kelsey and Rosie a hair. But do you feel like I had I
Yeah.
remember thinking they looked like other people from other shows, but not like each other.
in the
I couldn't tell
beginning,
who was
I
who.
I was confused with Kelsey and Rosie. Now, of course, with first episode of reunion, it's like, okay, clearly they don't really look alike to me anymore. But at first, it was like I'm confused. I don't know if it was the way they were wearing their hair, like those soft wave curls. I'm like, these hoes look like twins, and I'm struggling to tell them apart. Like,
They all go
Yeah,
to the
so
same hairstylist. They all go to the same makeup artist. They all go to the same place to get their clothes. Yes, I can't tell who is who. They all look like a whole bunch of white women. That's it.
really. Not that was like a whole bunch of white women. Whole lot of skinny broads over there. Okay. And then I said, so then the first thing that kind of got into was pretty much Kelsey and Rose. And it was like pretty much was this whole like her not sharing the haircut on the socials that big of a deal. So for me, I feel like if you told me, yeah, like, yeah, I'm gonna post it, then I'm gonna assume, and you post all the time, I'm gonna think you're gonna post it. Why would I think differently, especially if we're friendly and you said you liked it? But as giving, maybe she didn't really like it because Rosie be fake sometime, right? And she just said that, and she was like, "I'm not posting this." So what was y'all take on that? Like, was Rosie wrong for not posting it, or was it because there was no contract or anything, like Ashley was kind of getting into, like you guys didn't make an official agreement about it. So why is there an expectation that she's gonna post?
That's how I
because I
feel.
mean, if
Why
you're
was
gonna
there
post
an
other people,
expectation? Why was there an
if you're gonna
expectation to post it? If I paid you to do your hair, there should be no, unless it's like, hey, can you post me, or hey, can you do it needs to be a discussion. If you're gonna put 20 on 10 about a post, it needs to be said. Or how about we just take the pictures while we in there? Let me take a picture of your hair real quick and let me post you. And I'll tag you if it was that big of a deal. But you ain't think it was that big of a deal while you were there, so why you mad at her?
Mm,
I don't know. I feel like Ashley was coming from a content creator standpoint, like a trade for a trade type situation. Maybe it was a misunderstanding as far maybe, Rosie did take pictures or something and she just assumed. Like every time I get my nails done, she always takes pictures of them. I don't, she posts them randomly though. I will say that. So it's not like a
yeah.
same day post. She might post them in like 2 weeks or so. And I'll be like, oh, that's my set. Like, but
Yeah, I would say kind of the same thing. I think it's twofold. I think one, if you said you're gonna do something, I'm gonna believe you. So why say you're gonna do it and then don't? However, would I put so much into like you never posted it, you say you were gonna post it? No, because then at that point, like we had no contract in place. Like, girl, leave me alone. I didn't post it.
yeah.
And it, like you said, DJ, if you wanted to post it that bad, then you should have took a picture. Now, to your point, Tifa, my nail tech too. Every time I see my cute nails, she did that. These my birthday nails. So anywho, um, we'll take pictures every time at the end. I already know at the end we're gonna get a little pose. Yep, she's gonna do it both
Mhm.
ways. and she will either, like you said, she might post it then, and I do the same thing. Oh, that's my set right there, right? So I'm not necessarily like, I don't need to be tagged in it because it's not about me. It's about
Yeah, but
her and her
even if she
displaying
don't, I
her
don't
art.
care. Either.
Yeah, so I think what Kelsey should learn is if you want pictures and to show your work, you need to post it. Now, where the conversation can come up is it okay if I tag you? Because sometimes you're trying to get their followers to see your work. So then, is it okay if I follow you? Now, people know who you are and they tag you or whatever, then that's something different. But then, or let it be known when you go to do the work, hey, I'm gonna be taking pictures at the end. Is that okay? Like, I don't have to show your face unless you want to. And then that conversation about the pictures can be happening. Oh, well, let me take a picture too. Take one with you because I think Ashley did do it, but I think that was a trade for trade that she did it for free because Ashley was gonna post it and posted it right away.
Yeah.
So I think that that's different. I don't think that the thought when she was saying it was necessarily a trade for a trade, like, yeah, you paid me, but I think because you said you was gonna post it, so it's silly me for believing you, and then you didn't do it. And especially if you're saying you're supporting, because I think that's how the whole conversation came up. Is you're talking about everybody supporting each other, and she's saying like, this is a simple thing you could have did to support me, and you didn't. So then how we saying you supportive in one breath, but then your actions are saying you not. It looked like you just on rock for me. So I think that's why it came to be a thing at
Mm,
all.
mm,
She
if
don't
I
do nothing
pay
else,
you
so she
that
can support
support,
in no other way but in that. There's no other
if
job
I
thing she
paid
does.
if I paid you that support, I don't got to post you. First off, if we really want to be clear, as a hairstylist, as me doing hair, and like you coming and paying for a service is support enough. If you don't, if you don't ever post me with getting your hair done, I would be cool because you paid for the service. Like it's not
I
that
got
deep.
you.
But at the
I got
same
you.
time, if there was a trade for if I was doing your hair for free and I was like, even can you post me? Yeah, I'll post you to support. That's something different. But if
Got
you're
you.
paying for a service and you have the Venmo, I supported your business. Point blank,
Yeah, but
period.
again, if I'm really digging what you did, I'm doing my own pictures. Like he really did that because I want to help support my friends. Let him do these pictures. I'm gonna make sure I tag so he gets the like. So I think that's the vantage where she was coming from. Like if you supporting your friends, then it includes stuff like it. I don't really even have to ask you to do it. You should just do it. Again, it could be she just maybe really didn't like it as much as she claimed to like it. That it really could just be that. So that kind of answers that. Um, Sorry, I'm trying to read through it. Oh, and so Kelsey picked up on, she was like, we was cool, but Rosie was talking big shit in these confessionals, and I ain't really checking her for her no more because Andy was like, I thought y'all was cool. She was like, because like what she was saying and then what she's saying in confessionals. So I was like, Tifa was right. Her two-faced behavior, and having so much to say in confessionals gonna come back, they gonna see that and gonna have
Yeah.
some feelings about it. So, that first reunion season is always a learning curve. So we shall see. And then the shade from Andy baby. He was saying, I can't remember what the full context was, but he was like, you had that much like of a not appeal, but because they were talking about them lying on each other, and she was like, "Yeah, it was on
Oh,
Reddit,"
that
and he was
Reddit
like,
stuff?
"You got that much notoriety from road tripping?" I said, "Oh, you being shady, Andy? Trying to talk about that good little podcast? I'm out. Oh, road
Well,
tripping got you like big like that?" Ooh. She was like, "No, I was on
well,
the
she be
news where we
talking
got
like her ass was
90%
on Good Morning
viewership."
America or something.
Well, she
She
said the
do.
show as a newscaster, they had 90% viewership. So in that town, almost everybody was watching that show. So then it would make something like a Reddit, which was just a regular post that anybody can post on, where it made it to that. So she kind of was like, and now it don't mean her market was a big market, right? Her market might have been 6,000 people or 10,000 people versus, Watch What Happens Live hitting, millions. So 90% viewership is obviously going to be very different in that context on how many people you're hitting. But yeah, I was just like, she had a little comeback for his shade. I said, "Ooh, Andy is throwing his hat in the mix for the shadiness." Um, okay, sorry. Oh, okay. So the other part of the lie, she was like, "So am I slam pig?" And she was like, "I mean, not in that sense of the word, not the true definition, but like if I was just trying to be mean and call you uh not something not nice, that was my intent. Not that you were fat and only had sex for money or whatever the slam pig actually means." And she was like, "Well, you did give blowjobs for a living." And then she was like, "Okay, well then you give blowjobs for a living too. Don't you give your husband head?" And she was like, "Not really, not that much." And then Kelsey was like, "Oh, I can give you the number to a divorce lawyer." I said,
I'm like, that didn't even land. I'm like, that didn't even make sense.
"What she saying? You ain't giving no head. You're not satisfying your man
So why would she
sexually."
need a divorce lawyer? He would need a divorce lawyer if that's how that go. Like that didn't even land. That didn't even
When
make sense. I
two
looked
people
at that
get
like,
divorced,
what?
both people need a divorce lawyer. She was saying you're gonna be headed for divorce. You keep not giving head. That was what she was saying. I picked up what she was putting down. But I was like, we would not call me. I'm not getting paid for giving head over here. So that's not how this works. It's
I
called a
think they're
marriage.
both
You would know
blowing
once you
this
got in one.
situation out of proportion. It's not that serious.
Yeah.
If they get a season 2, let's wrap it up. Because you call her a
That
slam
part.
pig, then you mad that she owned it and came in with the stash. It's like Rosie is
That's
hella
what I
sensitive.
said.
And I'm just
She
like,
was
I
she
you're
didn't
was
get
gonna
that
have
being a
to put
bully,
either.
and she was
some thicker
mad that
skin.
the bullying didn't work.
Yeah, I didn't get
Like,
that either. I was like, you mad that she took the term you used for it and said, okay, but you say I'm a slam pig? Sure. I'm gonna show you I'm a slam pig. I'm gonna be the best slam pig you ever see. You mad because I put on
yeah,
me the word you called me and now I embarrass you? You embarrass yourself when you called me that. Because now other people
yeah.
looking at what's slam pig? What does she have going on? Exactly. I'm still trying to figure it out too. So I love that she did that too. Like I get it. I mean, I could see where you the person who said it, how you thinking this bitch. And like I roll. I get that part, but then like it's a little funny too. Like you called her, and also just Rosie seemingly doesn't have a good enough sense of humor. Like the whole situation, her coming to your house, yes. Was she too loud and obnoxious? Yes, but it was fun. Like, and she was doing it to be funny. I don't see how you didn't get
Yeah.
that. You just don't like her and that she did that. She again embarrassed you. So pretty much Rosie doesn't take to getting embarrassed, which most of us don't. But like at the same time, I can see where you were coming from, and it's not like a malicious thing. You're not a bad person. Like your jokes aren't that. When you're cracking on me, it's not gonna be fun. I don't want to keep being the butt of the joke. So I just was like,
Yeah.
all right. Um, but then I'm trying to see who they was talking about. Oh, so then within that whole exchange, they were talking about, well, Rosie, that was you that was in the car with the coach. And it's like, how you gonna tell me it's me in the car? Girl, this is my life. What you talking about? And then did you see Joe Ellen's face when they was like, your name was in the police report? So I was like, ooh, they thought they caught her. But I was like, I mean, I don't know how. Well, one, we found out that there is no, or it seems that there was no actual police report, but just the police who saw her. If there's someone who looks like me, or they gave my name, then you still can't say that it's me. So I do like that she was like, show me the police report, because there is not a police report because I was not in the car with him. Like you gonna stop lying on my vagina. I ain't sleep with that
Mhm.
man. Stop saying it. And then they was like, yeah, because he's not cute. And it's like, exactly, he's not cute. So why you think I wanted to be sleeping with him?
Well,
Right.
her
But
husband a lot to
so
look
yeah,
at either.
I was like,
So
true. He is well, he's like a corny, cute-ish, but he's not cute. He's well, really, none of their guys are hitting. No, none of them. Not
Ashley's
one.
husband's okay. He's probably the only one.
He's
I'm like,
the
oh, cute.
Oh yeah, yeah. Jared is cutest. But then he opened his mouth and he say boring shit, or he's stressed about Audrey's, and then he goes back to not cute.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, and he's super hairy. Like, what? Where all this hair come from? I want it to be less hair. It's too much. Shave it, please. All right. Sorry, mission accomplished. We have talked about. Oh, so we see that Liz had the grandbaby. So I think it's cute that we knew that she wanted the grandbaby to call her Gigi, but I think it's kind of cute that she calls the grandbaby Gigi too. So it's kind of like their own little name for each
Mm-hmm.
other. What y'all think about that? I thought that was different.
That is cute.
I mean, I'm not gonna say it was different because I've heard it before, but it's cute.
You've heard the grandparent calling the child the same name they're called? That's the part I'm saying is
Yeah.
different, not Gigi. I've heard Gigi. Oh, I've not heard that before. I've seen the grandparent be called Gigi, and I've had kids named Gigi, but not, I gave you, like, we have this name for each other. But okay. All right. So I must have been upset about, so then they were talking about Liz and being a parent pretty much and what that's like. And here you go, Ruler, making a face again. Girl, didn't you already get in trouble with Liz the last time you said something? Here you go. I don't know if y'all peeped that. Did y'all see Ruler making a face when they was talking about Liz and the kids and her being like her parenting and stuff and like, having to have her life readjusted when she kind of became a parent all of a sudden?
Mhm.
Yeah.
And I said, because I put, why the fuck is Ruler making a face when Liz is talking about the kids? She be trying to get pop. She want that
She
new
do.
nose broken, it seems like. She want to go right back to having the bulb. You keep it up. You going to have a deviated septum again.
Mhm.
I was like, I think that. Oh, so then after that, they were talking about they had the whole little kids exchange, and she like apologized, but not really because you're still making a face. And so then Rula was trying to allude to the fact that Liz at some point in time has told her that she has had an infidelity with her whole little thing in the confession, when the cat's away, the mouse will play or whatever. And they showed that again. And so they were like, what are you talking about? Here go Liz. Yeah, what are you talking about? Like, when do we talk about this? And so she can't articulate. At no point can she say like, "Well, you told me about that one time." She's like, "Yeah, tell me when." And then she was like, "Well, we people know things. Well, who are the people who know things? And what do they know? Say it. Now's the time to say it. Stop alluding to stuff. We're asking you to say it. Say what it is. You have permission. Say it." And she couldn't say it. And so then, Liz kind of, I won't say tells on herself or whatever, but I was like, I think Ruler was just trying to get the heat off of her at the time. So if she suggested that someone else's marriage maybe isn't perfect, then she thought maybe it'd be less eyes on her. It's not, we still see what he doing over here, but you're trying to make us look over here, but you're
Exactly.
not giving us nothing to look at.
At all.
Nothing to
It's
look at.
giving
Like,
plot. It's giving the
bruh.
plot that Kate Michelle was talking about in Love in Real House of Atlanta. That's what it's
Uh-huh.
giving. It's giving plot because Rua knew she ain't had no storyline all
Like, what
season,
else was we
and
gonna
the
That
talk
part.
about,
storyline
Rula?
was her husband. So now she trying to come in and be all extra at the reunion, and she's also trying to be like, well, look over here, look at that day marriage, and I'm like, when they done talked about, possibly maybe talked about stuff in,
Yeah.
by themselves, and now you're trying to bring it to the light for everybody
Mhm.
else to see, and it's like, well, hell, if we did, we fixed our issues. You the one that's over here lying and trying to act like you ain't got nothing going on at your house. It's really, it's the problem.
Exactly. So I was like, they
Mhm.
already showed you lied, saying, she had an affair, that she talked to you about it, and now we get down to the nitty gritty, and you don't have no detail. And I hate that kind of behavior because now you are two faced. You just show you're gonna just lie on me pretty much for no reason because you have no reason to
Yep.
lie on me. So why are you lying on me? Just cause? But we friends? Like, get the fuck out of here. Um, I put, did you see Kelsey and Joellen's face while they were talking about Liz having an infidelity, where maybe there is some truth, or maybe they have some suspicions themselves. I was like, it was giving, maybe she did. Like, their faces was like, I don't know if the face was like, that girl don't have nothing to prove, like Rulla, or if it was like, something might come out here. So I don't know. Did y'all see their faces when they were going over that part of the reunion?
I saw the
You
little
know, I
bit, but I'm
couldn't keep
pretty sure
up with
all
the
they hoods
shady
is cheating.
love, honestly. There was a lot of them.
There
Stuff was
were
being said, a lot of
a
looks.
lot of them. It was a lot of looks. The cameras did a good job of capturing the different looks as people were saying things. So then they asked, like, all right, so who here is afraid of Liz? And like people were hesitant to raise their hand. But a couple of people raised their hand. Ashley was like the first one. She was like, I mean, Liz has an intimidating presence. And I was like, yeah, I could see where it's intimidating. But on top of that, she's very dismissive. Like, even if you feel a certain way, like, she really just don't give a shit. Which is good but bad, because like to some degree, if you're trying to be these people's friend, then you need to have some emotional intelligence and some attunement to what's going on, and then realize what you're saying. So that's what I was like. I said, and I think Liz is being patronizing to Joe. When she said in Cabo she was a little scared, because yeah, she said, that was when Joe was like, well, in Cabo, like I was a little scared. Oh, really? You were a little scared? Like, yeah, but you not scared as in like, I don't think she's scared. Like, she was scared you might actually do more. Like, I hope this girl don't
Right.
push me to the point. I don't think scared of her like, oh, Liz is gonna beat me up. Like, she really trying me, and I'm trying not to be that one. And I shouldn't have to
Right.
feel like that with my friends. That's how I felt that, or what she was implying.
Yeah.
Um, and I
Yeah, but
like
I
that Joe
feel like
explained
Joellen is
Ashley's.
just as
Oh, go
feisty
ahead.
as Liz. That's what keeps throwing me
Oh,
off. Like, you're just as feisty as her, and I feel like you keep
Very
trying
true.
to, when it comes to y'all two, you try to, well, I don't know, where we were best friends. I don't know why she's acting like you're just as fucking spicy. Like, y'all attitudes are the same to me.
similar. So
Like,
I
you
will
might
give
be
that.
a
I will
slightly
give.
nicer than Liz, but
Well, that's what I was gonna
because
say.
she would
I
say
think
that, and
it
then
won't
Ruler
take
would say something under her breath, and then she's like, "What, bitch? Huh? What you say? Because I couldn't hear
Think
you."
about it.
I'm
Rula's
like, "Girl,
only
you."
spicy with Joellen. She ain't spicy with nobody else. But Joellen say two words, here go Ruler
Yeah.
popping off the mouth, and I'm like, oh, we getting like a little hood side of Ruler over here, or road side, whatever they would call it on their side, beach side, whatever. We getting another
Oh,
side of Ruler
okay. So I
here. This
have a
is not giving
question.
behind the gate. Yes.
When y'all watched it, did y'all watch a regular version of this or the uncensored version? Because I watched the uncensored,
Ah.
unedited version of this reunion. A lot of cussing, a lot of shit going on. Because when they took a
I'm
break,
guessing I got the
Rula and
censor because
Joellen was
mine's is on the
Joellen was
on
going back and
demand.
forth.
Yes, they was. Yes, they was.
Because I was like, I can't
I
believe
mean,
they're
I got
showing
the
all this. And
edited
then I said,
version.
oh, this is the unedited version. Because I was like, I thought they might have
Oh.
got physical for a second. Because I watched it through the
I
app.
mean,
They
on the
So
was
I
they
didn't
edited
know
they
if
version,
they
they
was
still
even
definitely
going to
gave that they
show
was.
was gonna
that
get
one on
physical.
TV. Because I'm like, it is an unnecessarily amount of cussing on this reunion. And then I'm like, oh, it's uncensored.
They was definitely cussing a
Still,
lot.
I was gonna say it was still some cursing that was happening. And like I said, it was mostly Joellen and Ruler, and I felt like Ruler was initiating a good portion of it, but certainly if Ruler said something, Joellen was there. So like you said, Joellen was giving that energy, that bulldog, like, don't mess with me. But for some reason with Liz, yeah, she turned into like a puppy to some degree, but the puppy that'll bite you. So it's like, yes, I
Yeah.
do get what you're meaning. Like, yeah, she can be spicy too. And it's like, don't F with me. But she's not, I don't feel like she's wearing it the way Liz does. Like Liz don't even realize. I think she's
Well,
walking
yeah.
around with the like, you don't want this. And so it's like, yeah, you're right. I don't want it. It's a no for me. So, yeah. So then the next part was, I think they did like the little Ashley crying counter, which was funny. And I think they counted one of those cries twice. But anywho, they were saying like, hey, one, I did not realize that Ashley and Rosie's friendship went back so far. So I was like, oh, well, that's super cute. But I like that Joellen explained because I feel like Andy was trying to give almost that actually trying to be like antisocial when it came to the friend group. And it's like when you have little kids, if your friends don't have little kids too, it's really kind of hard to hang with them because they have to be like have spaces that will accommodate little kids, go to places that little kids can go to, and they might not want to go and meet you at the park or go and meet you at the museum where your kid's going to be or be around more kids because your kid's going to be around them. So I think
Yeah,
you
hell
have to
no.
have either a friend who has little kids too, a friend who's that giving that niece auntie energy who doesn't mind. So it sounds like that's kind of what Rosie is giving. But I like that Joe said explained that, Ashley's like having trouble making friends more to being a mom of littles and just timing that's limited because thankfully Joellen has a little bit more help with her husband because obviously I don't think it's that Jared doesn't want to help or that he doesn't, but his time is being monopolized at Audrey. So it's her mom and her sister who are helping her more than he's able to right now, and I think that that's making it challenging. So I thought that that helped that she was like, not explaining it, but giving a rationale. Like it's probably this. Like I don't think it's intentional that she just don't like y'all, but I think she's also fine. Like, oh, I'm fine to not like super hang with everybody because everybody's doing too much too. She's already
Right.
crying. The cry counter would have been at 20 if she hung with too many people. Um, okay,
Mhm.
I don't know with that. So I like that Ashley and Rosie's friendship is cute. I'm surprised to hear how deep it is though. Like she's almost crying about it again. I thought it was more for the show, but not that like they had a friendship beforehand. But knowing that she'll like come over and sit on the floor and hang with the kids to hang with her, I was like, oh, that's really cute. But she could do that now because she don't have no kids. When she have her own kids, it's gonna get a little more challenging if she has any, since that's their debate. But were y'all shocked to learn that Kelsey was like, yeah, I've actually been following Ashley for 10 years? I thought, oh,
Hmm.
okay, fan. So I was like, that probably was like cool and weird at the same time. Like, oh, she's gonna be on the show. So I thought that was pretty cool. Did y'all find that shocking at all?
Um, I'ma say no, only because I have that happen to me a couple times.
Okay.
It does throw me off a little bit. I'm like, "Oh, okay," because 'cause I'm not used to it, but
Mhm.
I've had that happen a couple times myself,
You been
so
following
I don't
somebody you
find it
like,
surprising.
oh, now me in person and you was on my phone and now you out my phone. Okay.
Right.
Oh, cool. And I was glad to hear that Audrey's is finally doing better, but then she was like, oh, but it didn't make things better. And I'm like, girl, y'all need to
No, it's
hire a
time to
general
stop. It's
manager.
time to outsource some help. Like what? Because that
Yeah.
Thank
didn't
you.
make sense to me. Like y'all want the
Yeah,
money
I
or
was like,
not?
yeah, you need a general manager because that's what I was like. He needs to be able to have more say over his schedule. Right now, you have no say because you're doing everything. Hire somebody. And if you have more income,
Yeah.
now you can do that. And then you can just come check on your investment when you want. You want to make a couple of coffees or be there in the middle of the day for the rush, you can. So you can go home, you can make content, you can be with your wife who'll stop crying so much because now you're finally there. But I hope that season she say like we got a general manager, and I hope the general manager works out. 'Cause, they could sometimes be not the greatest too. But hopefully, they figure something out. So I said that too. I was like, oh, I like Audrey's, but I'm tired of hearing it being such a bummer. It should be a positive thing, and it just seems like it's just not. All
I
right.
mean, it happens like that. Like in business, I feel like they're trying to figure it out. Like they're at a point where okay, the business is kind of not doing that great, but then okay, we're up here and now it's putting a strain on our marriage because now we're trying to work so hard to get this out of the red into the black, and it's like okay, cool. Now we didn't get out the black. Now we're working so hard. I feel like it's hard to find that balance as an entrepreneur, and both of y'all have
What you
stakes
doing?
in it. So it's like
Mhm.
separating the marriage and the business can sometimes be hard. But I feel like hopefully they'll find that balance. But I don't find it surprising that that's how it worked out because it happens like that all the time.
I feel like there should have been more forethought. I don't know if their business plan did include this, or maybe he needs like a business mentor or something, because if have the idea about this, and I'm not saying that implementing it is easy, but there should be some foresight, like, okay, well, once we hit to this, or maybe there's a number they need to hit. Once we hit making 10,000 monthly, then I'm gonna hire a GM, or once we hit 25, or whatever the mark is. But you need to have some plan, because what you're doing ain't working, and you can't keep doing it.
Yeah.
Because then you're gonna lose the business and your wife and your child, and we can't have that. We want you to keep all of them. Want to have a thriving business and a thriving marriage, and being able to be at home and be an awesome father, because those beginning years are the really, really important ones. All right, so then we moved on a little bit. So that's where Joelle was like, Ruler, shut the F up, because you only been on like 3 episodes. And she was like, well, so do you feel like Ruler should have been in more episodes? I said, it
That was
seems
funny.
Joe has an issue with this. She's given, which we said in one of our shows too, is giving more friend of the show than it is Real Housewives.
Yeah, like you've been acting, girl.
Yeah, that is true.
Rue won't
Like
ready. She won't ready.
she wasn't. And
And
I
then
felt
I
like
was
she felt like she was keeping up with Joe, and it's like you not.
no, you're not. She was not. And why was she bringing up like, you got kicked out of school,
She
and
had to bring
then
some up.
it was high school. You talking about like, why are you bringing up high school stuff? Assuming she was kicked out of college, and then at the same time, you don't want people to spread rumors about you, so you just pulling shit out your ass like it's okay to say this on national TV. Like, girl, it's not okay. You don't like it. You don't like her saying your truth, yet you think it's okay to say lies about me.
Yeah.
Make it make sense, because it doesn't. And then she's unapologetic about it, like, well, oh, no, it's not just the like, that's not okay. You cannot do that.
Rua was reading the comments and was like, "Oh, I got to bring it at the reunion." That's what
Yeah.
that was. That's because she knew she ain't did nothing all season. It was
I
like, "Oh, well,
definitely
I need
was
to make
like,
sure I
somebody's
secure
got a
my
battery in
check,
your back.
and
Definitely.
I'm gonna bring it at the reunion, so they call me back for season 2. I got my face done now. Now I'm ready."
Yeah, pretty much.
I was thinking that. Yeah, I said, she was showing you pictures of what your husband was actually doing, and later admitted to that is not the case for her. But I was like, stop it, Ruler. Like, get out of here. You're doing too much. So I said, how is Ruler gonna in one breath say it's not a Ruler and Brian show? And then because that's when Joellen was explaining that she was let go from her job, right? So she was like, I
Mhm.
mean, I don't know. They called my job or whatever. And pretty much, that I think Brian was trying to sue the company and Joellen didn't get fired. I said, that's wild. That's some next level shit. You that mad that your side chick who posting stuff on social media has gotten back to one of the housewives, so it's now on the show. So now you're gonna call my job. Not like I'm saying this at work. I'm not going around to I'm not showing you a device and saying, hey, did you see Brian was cheating? I'm not doing that. So why is it this thing I'm doing over here to your wife that I told her? Why would that be a reason for me to get fired? But he's a medical professional, so I'm guessing his name carried a little clout. So him, saying he's gonna sue them, they may have assumed that he actually wasn't. Nobody wants that bad reputation, or bad not the reputation, that bad news around their company. So it probably was easier like, hey, I'm just gonna have to let you go. And not blame it on that, but know that that was part of why she might have been one of the people to be let go. So
Right.
that's where I was like, how Rula gonna say in one breath, it's not Brian and Rula. And then as Joellen is telling the story, you corrected her. Which one is it, girl? Are you in it and part of it, or you not?
Talking about I was
Cause
in the what did she say? I was in the house.
yeah,
Or
it's like,
something like, please, you pissing me off. Because for one, you barely let her even say that she got fired before you're like, well, that didn't have nothing to do with us. She's like, bitch, I didn't say it had nothing to do with you.
Like,
You ain't even letting me. You are not letting me get a word in, which is why I'm like, slow down, because you're so quick. You so on edge to say something when they haven't got to you yet. Trust me, we're gonna get there.
Well, she
This
ain't
is
ready
part
for that.
one. Don't worry, Rulla. We're gonna get there.
Yeah,
Chill.
she ain't gonna be ready for all of that. But yeah, I was like, it's either you really don't know what happened, or you weren't involved, or you were. Like, what the fuck? Like, which one is it? You trying to play both sides of the coin? Get out of here.
Yeah.
So, let me see. Oh yeah, because I said she just happened to get let go shortly after. It would be hard to say that it wasn't a factor. It likely had a strong influence.
Yeah.
So then I said, oh yeah, and then so after that, Joellen's like, well, after working in the career for 20 years, I decided I'm gonna be a stay-at-home mom. And then you see Ruler making a face about her being a stay-at-home mom. She has little kids. Why is there a face about that? You mad because you can't stay at home? Which, I don't get it. I was like, I don't get why she's making a face. Did y'all catch that?
I
Ruler
caught
can't
it, but I
control
didn't
her
get it
face.
either.
The surgery, again, the surgery ain't settled in good yet. She can't control it. It's a whole brand new face that she's still trying to get used to.
Oh man, that is funny. That might have been part because I was like, well, she want her to go work at McDonald's. Like, make it make sense. Your husband did something that made it difficult for me to stay at my job. It makes sense. And I was like, and you finna get this housewife check. Now, Rula don't need, she needs to get part of her check. Rula need to get part of her check to Joellen because she the only reason you had a storyline of your husband doing his extra things because why are you making a face? I was just like, I don't get it. Like it's bad to be a stay-at-home mom. I was just like, it makes sense. It makes perfect sense to me. Like, yeah, why worry with the kids being so little? And then she didn't say I'm never going back to work. She just doesn't need to be at work right now. So yeah, I was just like, I confused. I said, I mean, did Ruler think if they wouldn't talk about the whole storyline on the effing reunion, she's delusional. I just
She was
don't
Yeah.
want
trying to
you
play
talking
damage
about it. Like,
control.
it was your whole storyline. What the how you think we're not gonna talk about the cheating? It's over, it's done with. We don't care. That's the only thing you had going on for the 3 or 4 episodes you were in. So we're gonna talk about it. It literally came up in every episode you were in.
Yeah.
She was trying to play damage control. She was trying to, because she knew they was gonna talk about it. She didn't. She kind of was like, "Well, let me get the heat off of me and talk and make faces with everybody else's storyline, and let me go in and insert myself in everybody else's stuff, so they won't talk about my stuff when it's my time because everybody's so mad with me with everything I just said with with everybody else's storyline." That's exactly what it's giving.
Yeah,
Rulla's a nut. I'm
she is.
sorry.
She's giving the
And
Lulu.
when she said, I had the times he was in surgery for something, I said, you are going outside. What are you talking about? At the end of the day, your man was in them pictures with that lady. He did not care. He did not care. I don't understand why you up here trying to defend. The season finale was you getting a fucking restraining order against this man. What are we doing right now? Like,
Yeah,
y'all are
I
doing
didn't
this
get it either.
backwards.
Yeah.
Like,
I was confused. So I was like, you have the surgery times. And then, of course, she was like, that's AI generated. And I'm like, yeah, that is AI generated because why would we think that that's going to be something that's believable? You can make that shit up after the fact. Say, well, for this day, go ahead and put that this was his surgery. We don't have no way to prove that shit. Bring me some patience. Nah, I'm just playing. Um, so then the next thing they went on to was the car ride, right? So the car ride where it was Liz and Alicia and Joe Allen. And so Liz was under the impression, or supposedly there was some voice note or memo that was made to set up the situation about the car ride and make sure it's bringing up. So I was like, well, that makes it make a little bit of sense. Why Liz? Remember, I was like, I don't get why Liz would call Alicia a snake. I said, now having that in mind, So you sent to know you was gonna do this. I'm like, no, don't do that. And then you still do it. So now, as to make me look crazy, I could see now. But she was like, oh, I see how you move now. It's real giving, real snake like. And I was like, okay, that at least made that comment make sense. However, why would she do a plot to do? I don't get it. I mean, I guess it's just trying to get sympathy from the viewers. Like, why would she be plotting that in the car? This is what I'm gonna do, and I'm gonna bring it up.
It's not far-fetched.
Okay. But I was like, if you know what's coming, then why would you play into it? Just ignore it and don't give them what they want. So that's what I'm thinking. If you know that's what's gonna be the case, Liz, then don't give them the energy. Like, you give that sarcastic, like, yeah, it's so sad. You're right. You were homeless. That would have been an opportune time to do that. Yep. Okay, you were homeless. We got a whole like visceral reaction, and maybe it was because, as she said, Joellen had her hands on her for 3 hours. I was like, I don't feel like her hands was on you for 3 hours. You're very much so exaggerating, because she did look like she was touched her a few times. I mean, I'm sure she's touched her before, so I'm like, I wouldn't think that hey, you need to calm down now. I'm not feeling you. I need you to get your hand off me. Don't touch me. It would be a little different scenario. So it just doesn't make sense to me, but I was like, it
Joellen
sounds
does
like
give touchy-feely. Joellen probably was touching her and be like, calm down, calm down. Now, it may not have been her hand was on her the whole 3 hours, but I'm pretty sure she was rubbing on her, touching on her at the for majority of the ride. I'm like, if you don't get off of me and stop touching me, keep your hands to yourself.
Mhm.
but I feel like at least they wasn't showing that. I mean, she said it like one time, like, get your hands off me, but it was like later, it was at Capo by that time. But I was like, why is Joella getting all the smoke if Alicia is the one who gave the voice note? I guess because you think she was in cahoots. So I was like, it just seems like this beef should be with Alicia and not Joellen. If I didn't listen to them, it was part of the plot for her to side with Alicia too. I'm confused.
I don't get the plot part, but yeah.
I mean, I could maybe see where Alicia's like, well, I'm gonna bring it up in the car, maybe, but like, what reaction you thought you was gonna get in the car? Especially you know, Liz the longest. You thought backing her into a corner in this however long car ride was gonna be the move. That ain't it. I don't think you want to do. And I was like, are y'all any good at listening to your voicemails?
My voicemails, depending on who it's from, I'll read it.
So that's what I said too. I was like, if I didn't have transcription, I probably would never know what my voicemail said. I don't really actually listen to it unless the transcription comes out. And I'm like, what the hell are they trying to say? And then I listen to it. Otherwise, if I can read it, I'd be like, oh, I'm good. That's the equivalent to me listening to it. But also,
But
I can
we're
go a
talking about
solid.
voicemails or voice notes, because I kept going, y'all are saving voice notes? Because they only stay for like 2 minutes. So,
Well, I'm not sure because they sound like, yeah, they were using the words interchangeably. I was like, is it a voicemail? Is it a voice memo? Is it a note?
yeah, because I'm not saving no voice notes. Like,
Yeah, I damn
clearly.
sure ain't saving that. When you give me that, and like you said, it disappears. I heard it, we good. And if I missed it, oops.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm with you on that one. But yeah, I was like, it isn't far fetched if it was a voice memo or voice mail for Joellen to have not heard it, because I can go 2-3 days easily personally without realizing a voicemail was left. And you add on having little kids in there and I'm working, girl, I'm not worried about no fucking voice note, voicemail, none of that shit. It is very plausible that I just did not read it or listen to it. So why are you thinking I'm lying to say that? Like, I could have just not listened to it. But again, that goes back to they ain't really friends, it sounds like, because my friend's gonna believe me if I said I did not listen to it. And that's that. You just have to take me at my word.
Hmm. Yeah.
So I just thought it was crazy that she wants to call Liz wants to call Joellen a psychopath. And I was like, how? That's not the right use of that word, but it seems like they're not the best with words. You got Rosie and Slam Pig. You got Rulla calling Joellen Hoellen. You got Alicia saying she homeless. I mean, them and words, that ain't they jam. They all need to download the vocabulary app and
They be just talking mad. They be just mad and angry, and they just get to talking and don't know what they saying.
definitely
Yeah.
is given that. So yeah, I need them to be more. What was the word? I just learned the word. It was pleonastic. I think that was the word. I'm done some say it to you. I just learned it tonight. Oh Lord, it gave me 15 other new words. Well, never mind. All right. Then I put okay. So then they went on the break. But their break was quick. I said I thought it was lunch break. Ain't nobody eat. Some people have some sips of water. And that was it. And so then they came back. And then I just put Liz is not taking ownership about the car ride. And Liz was not attacked because she said she was attacked. I still don't feel like she was attacked. But that's me. I think if I'm bringing up how I felt in the car ride, and then the other person saying, like, do you hear what she's saying? Why is that attack? That's two people in the car.
Right.
And they weren't like beating a dead horse about it. It was like, we just want you to understand. So I just was confused. I was like, you weren't attacked. But Jay wasn't on her side per se. So I guess that's how we were back here at I was attacked. And then Wire's Rulla chiming in on this situation. Girl, you was at home in your bed doing something. You wasn't part of this. Shut up. I was just like, I'm confused. And then I put, and I disagree. I don't feel like we've seen Joe having really bizarre behavior. Yeah, because that was her rationale for she's a psychopath. She has really bizarre behavior. And I was like, on the contrary, I feel like Liz has actually been having bizarre behavior. So that's me. I wouldn't call Liz a psychopath either, but I don't feel like that's the term. Like not at all. And not just because I'm medical, but just period. Do y'all feel like either of them is a psychopath?
I'm not gonna say psychopath. Liz be
No.
doing a lot.
But do you feel like Joellen was given psychopath energy?
I'm not gonna say that either. I feel like both of them do a lot, but psychopath, no. But
Exactly.
they be just saying stuff. They don't know what they saying. They don't know the meaning of these words. They just hear these words on TV and
That's what
people
they
be
be doing.
using them and don't know what they saying because it sound good in a sentence. And don't know what they saying.
Yeah. So yeah, Joellen was like, maybe I need to distance myself. And I said, yes, please distance yourself from her because she's still calling you the devil and saying my soul rejects you. I said,
What books they reading? Talking about some my soul rejects you, girl. Where is all this coming from? What are you watching on TV and reading in books? Cause what?
I just was very confused. All right.
My
You
soul
have any take
rejects
on
you,
this?
girl. Is you
On
okay?
my soul rejects you?
Huh?
I was asking Tifa if she had any take on the my soul rejects you commentary.
You know, I don't know where that's just how they talk. It's a Rhode Island thing, I guess. I be lost with some of the stuff. So it's just like y'all be using some wild terms out of term. Like and
Exactly.
hey, if that's your bitch, I'm not fucking with you, then you won't take my soul, child.
I'd rather her say the other ones, but I guess that's just me. I said she doesn't like you saying what she does. So to me, Liz doesn't like when you say what she says or does out loud. She probably did call you. Oh, because she was like, we just hung together on Mother's Day because you said you wasn't having a big good day, and Liz face turned like it's okay if you don't have a good day. She didn't say what that entailed. She just said you weren't having a good day, meaning you wanted to hang with a friend. I'm trying to prove like we are being friends. We were just friends 2 weeks ago. Why are you now like just looking at me? So anyway, I was like, she probably did call her and say that, and she just doesn't like that you announced it on TV. So now my soul rejects you. And you're a horrible person. I said, no one needs a friend like that. Sounds like enemy to me. Send it back. I don't want it. Why? Cause why? What's so wrong with her saying that? Do you think it's anything wrong with saying like, Liz, we just hung out 2 weeks ago and you said you weren't having a good day. We wanted to hang.
Like, they all trying to get off this show. They trying to give telenovela. They trying to give soap opera. They need some acting gigs because they like this not gonna be forever. We need to get on some other shows. So let me do my big one right here and just make it more dramatic. Cause ain't no reason for all of that.
Listen, none. I was just like, I'm very confused. All right. So then I said, the trailer for part 2 looks good. I kind of want Joe to stand up. Because that's when you see Rulla standing up. Since she threatened to break his nose, like get up in her face. So maybe that was the unedited version you was talking about. And then I was like, really, you calling Joe a whore and having sex with doctors? I said, was she referring to the threesome that was brought up in the first episode or two? When she was younger and she already admitted to having her time of being out there in these streets. We not gonna act like then is now. Just because your husband says he did stuff in the past and his past is more recent, we not gonna bring up my old stuff. We talked about this. Why you keep trying to bring up stuff that is not relevant to now and acting like it's something that's going on? But I was like, get it from in between Joe's legs and go sit on your husband's lap or something. I'm over her because I'm a ruler. And I don't like this lift thing. It looks like her mouth won't close all the way. So those are my ending notes. So, did you all have anything else from the reunion you wanted to bring up that we did not discuss yet?
I'm just happy they kind of got all of this stuff out the way this first part. As far as the homeless thing, even the stuff with Rulla and Brian, I do want to see what he has to say, because someone was in the background. Because Rulla has said, "Can you ask somebody to defend something for that man?" And it sounded like Ashley was like, "Why don't you just let him defend himself?" I'm like, "Yes, stop talking." Because he has a mouth as well. So yeah, I'm ready to see the husband. I'm ready to see him. I want to hear what they got to say. Because you doing too much, Brian. You making every group event awkward. You feel what I'm saying? Because you the only one out here doing stuff.
But
like,
this
encouraging
Brian
stuff.
Ain't gonna pop off too much. Because I can't remember what Joellen's husband's name is. But he ain't about the shit. And Rulla and Brian can play if they want to. But I don't even think Joellen really gonna have to stand up. She will if she needs to. But you can act like you want to. I think her husband would jump over that couch so quick. And Brian don't look like he got an ounce of fight in him. You better sit down and shut it. Okay. You better not get too out of pocket with your mouth talking about his wife in front of him. So I think we're gonna see what happens, but I don't think Brian gonna be but so foggy. And if he do, I think he gonna have someone who sits him down real quick. And I don't even think he gonna have to stand up. He probably could just say some words like, "Do I need to stand up?" He's gonna be giving that energy. That's what I'm feeling. So yes, I am excited for the husbands to come out too, because the husbands were actually a good part of this show. Hopefully it stays that way. You know, they start off with husbands being involved, and then somehow the husbands don't become a part of the show anymore after the series keeps going. So fingers crossed.
Yeah.
Do you feel like we missed anything, DJ?
Brian ain't about that life for real. Cause even
He's going.
after at the events when when the block was hot with Brian. Brian didn't have too much to say, and it was but and
Who was Rocco?
she, and it was stuttering all and couldn't get the words together. So he gonna be in the hot seat and ain't gonna be to say nothing, ain't gonna be to defend himself good, and he gonna be scary because he gonna be scared to say the wrong thing because he don't want the mistress to say something. And he when she watched the episode back. And then Ruin, he don't want to mess up what he got with Ruin, so he ain't gonna say too much. The block ain't gonna be too hot for Brian.
Mm-mm. All right. So what do we rate this episode, reunion episode 1 or part 1? What do you give it, DJ?
It was about a 7.
I give it a 8.5 because we got a little spice, a little extra, but like I said, it was getting on my nerves a little bit too, so that's why it wasn't a 10 out of 10 for me. What about you, Tifa?
I actually gave it an 8.
Okay, that's high for you. That's almost like a 10. All right,
Because
baby.
I enjoyed it. I enjoyed that unedited, uncensored version. I was just like, girl, I don't know what's going on. Like,
Well, where did you get this version at? Was this on the YouTubes? Where was this?
so I
Peacock.
watched it through the Peacock app on the TV. And of course, I didn't realize like, oh, it's 2 different versions. I just saw Reunion Part 1. And then the first clip, Rulla was like, fuck you or something. I was like,
So, whoa.
I said, oh, okay.
That's how
And then
we
I
do
said,
it?
oh, okay, it's uncensored. Because I said, man, I know they don't be cussing on the Bravo like that. Just,
Yeah, I
where you
seen the
hear them
Bravo
just
version.
saying it.
Okay,
So-
so now I know for part 2, look on the Peacock. All right.
Yeah.
All right, so guys, like, share, follow. Go ahead and give us your rating for Reunion Part 1. Give us a rating for the show, and we can't wait to see you next time for Part 2. Peace out.
Bye.
Bye.